Morning everyone. Had a nice ride this morning over the hills to the Serbian-Bosnian border, which I've just come through. Very straightforward. So now I'm going to head pretty much directly west. There's a mountain route I'm going to try and take to Sarajevo. And once I'm in Sarajevo, hopefully a bit of time off the bike looking around the city. The countryside looks lovely still. It looks to have gone from sort of hills to more kind of gorgy, as it were. You can see the mountainous kind of area behind me. So anyway, that's my plan. So I'll get back on the bike now, just stop for a coffee, back on the bike, and see you in Sarajevo. Well, I'm here in Sarajevo, and I'm just about to go and have a look around the city. But I thought before I did, I'd just recount a very, very brief kind of potted history of Bosnia and Herzegovina before I do. Basically, it's the former Yugoslavia was a socialist state. It's a federation of 6 republics, and it had Serbs, Croats, Bosnian Muslims, Albanians, and Slovenes. All under what was a comparatively relaxed communist regime. The tensions between these groups were kept successfully suppressed by President Tito, but after Tito's death in 1980, those tensions rose rapidly to the surface, and they led in 1991 to the declarations of independence by Croatia and Slovenia. That caused a massive backlash by the Yugoslav army, and that in effect started this Balkans War. The following war was extremely complex and very bloody, with over 1 million people being displaced during periods of ethnic cleansing, and over 100,000 people dying. Now, during the conflict, Sarajevo, the capital, which is obviously where I am now, was heavily shelled and besieged. So I thought, it being less than 30 years ago, it'd be very interesting now to look around the city and see what it's like today. So let's go and have a look. place behind me, which is just off the main kind of Old Town area, is the scene of the biggest civilian casualties in the war. It was 1994, and a large mortar shell landed in that market behind me, killing 66 and wounding over 200. One of the biggest incidents of the conflict. Well, this little building behind me, which is now translated as the House of Spite, used to be on the other side of the river. And apparently, when they wanted to build City Hall, which is just across there, I'll show you the location in a minute, when they wanted to build it, it was in the way, and the chap that owned it refused to move. Ultimately, after a rather long negotiation, he accepted a large bag of gold coins and also the undertaking from the authorities to transfer his house brick by brick to the other bank of the river, which eventually they had to agree to. So it's transferred across to this side, and is now a little restaurant which serves traditional Bosnian food, and I'm just about having lunch there. But you can see what I mean when I say that he wanted it just transferred across the river, because there is City Hall on the other side. View from the top of the mountain, overlooking Sarajevo. Cable car on a bit of a hike, but definitely worth it. Well, I've left the actual city of Sarajevo and I've come out about 13k to this place behind me, which is the Tunnel Spaza, which historically is really important in that it was the start here as a family home, and the family started building a tunnel to link the sort of suburbs here, which was sort of in a relatively free area, with the city. And the resulting tunnel is basically given credit for being the reason that Sarajevo as a city managed to survive the approximately 4 years under siege. So I'm going to have a look around there, and that will kind of really end my visit to Sarajevo. Then I'm going to head off west. I'm going to try and find President Tito's nuclear bunker, which is supposed to be over there somewhere, and that should be on my way to Mostar. And then from Mostar, it will be, again, still heading west over into southern Croatia. So see you in the next video.